Up to a foot of snow will fall in parts of LaPorte and Berrien County. INDOT says they are prepared.
We're not running low. We are well stocked and ready to go.
But Mother Nature is racking up quite a tab.
Last year, $250,000. This year, $750,000.
Tonight, ABC 57's First Warning Neighborhood Extreme Weather Team is taking you inside another storm.
And it looks like that storm will pack a punch. We're looking at several inches of snow expected across the area, especially where we see that lake effect snow. Well, the very latest totals for your neighborhood coming up. Our team coverage starts now.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana. This is ABC 57 News at 10 on CW25.
It took me 2 days to dig my driveway out last time, and now it's going to be double what we got, so I can only imagine how long it's going to take me this time.
After a week of rest, Mother Nature is firing up for yet another storm for Michiana. And take a look at the map here behind me. As you can see, all of Michiana, yes, will get some snow over the next 24 hours from 1 inch to 1 foot. Good evening, I'm Brian Dorman.
And I'm Kim Chappell. Tonight, ABC 57's First Warning Neighborhood Extreme Weather Team coverage continues. Let's start with our Chief Meteorologist, Jamie Martin, who is tracking this next system straight into your neighborhood. Jamie.
Hey, Kim. Yeah, it looks like we got more snow on the way. In fact, already seeing some snow flying right now. It's on the light side, but it will be heavier when we start picking up that lake effect snow band. That's why those lake effect snow watches are still in effect until 7 p.m.
As Jamie mentioned, the hardest hit areas during tomorrow's snowstorm will be right around the lake in Fort Michiana. That means mostly Berrien and LaPorte counties. ABC 57's Marissa Kirby continues our special team coverage here live at 10 from LaPorte. And Marissa, are crews there on the roads yet?
Brian, I've seen several trucks coming in and out of the parking garage here at INDOT. When I spoke to them earlier today, they said crews are ready to go for this next storm.
We're overdue to have something like this.
It took me 2 days to dig my driveway out last time, and now it's going to be double what we got, so I can only imagine how long it's going to take me this time.
Some say it's overdue. Others think it's an inconvenience. But everyone I talked to in Michiana tonight about this oncoming snow agree on one thing. They don't have a choice. Snow will fall, and it will fall fast.
The biggest challenge we're expecting to have is that the snow is going to be coming down so quickly, as much as 2 to 3 inches an hour.
In the next 24 hours, ABC 57's First Warning Neighborhood Extreme Weather Team is expecting up to a foot of snow for LaPorte County.
No matter how many crews we have out there, no matter how hard we're going to be working, the roads will likely be snow covered at times, will be likely be slick at times.
Crews have been pre-treating the roads with brine,
so that when that snow starts to fall, it'll start melting on contact as our plows are getting out of the road.
And perhaps the biggest news out of this storm, INDOT says they are well prepared. The big storm 2 weeks ago is not causing them to run low on supplies. So roads will get plowed.
We're not running low. It's not something that we're conserving our salt. We are well stocked and ready to go for any other storm that's coming, including this one.
However, plowing every road does take some time. So again, INDOT is asking if you don't need to be on the roads, please stay off them.
We're really encouraging folks to stay off the roads unless it's an absolute emergency during the hardest hit areas of the storm.
Now, one of the areas expected to get hit the hardest in this next storm is Michigan City. I reached out to their Department of Streets earlier today to see if they had a plan of action, and I wasn't able to get a hold of anybody. Live in LaPorte, Marissa Kirby, ABC 57 News.
And in just about 2 hours, right about midnight our time, a winter weather ban will go into effect on the toll road. This means that triple trailers, long doubles, high-profile, oversized permit loads, and steel haulers will not be allowed on the road until the storm passes. Tonight, we talked to truck drivers on the toll road who say the snow isn't quite as bad as the freezing rain.
Snow isn't a deal. The freezing rain's worse than the snow. Snow you can pretty much go through, unless the worst part we got is the snow building up on our windshield wipers.
And truck drivers say the best thing that you can do as a driver is just slow down and make room for those bigger vehicles, especially in this bad weather.
It's hard to believe that it's only been a month since winter officially started. It has really been winter storm after winter storm, crippling county road crew budgets.
Berrien County is one of those counties really hurting for cash to clear the roads.
ABC 57's Jessie McDonough continues our special team weather coverage here at 10. She talked with the director of the Berrien County Road Commission.
And Jessie, what did they tell you about the county's finances right now?
Well, Kim, let me put this in perspective for you. Last year around this time, the Road Commission spent about $250,000 on snow removal. And this year at this time, they've already spent 3 times that, almost $750,000.
Big issue that we have, of course, in Berrien County is that we get a lot of lake effect, and depending which way the wind goes, it can miss us entirely or hit us really hard.
Managing Director Louis Sikazi is praying that the wind pushes the lake effect snow right past Berrien County. He says the Road Commission's finances depend on it.
Last year, for our first quarter, which is the beginning of our winter, we spent about $250,000. That was last year. This year, for the same period of time, we spent about $750,000, so about 3 times as much.
The huge storm that hit Berrien County last week cost $500,000 alone. Salt, plows, gas, and overtime add up quickly. Sikazi is so concerned he's been meeting with all 22 townships to collaborate.
We talk about is which road should be done, which road shouldn't be done, where is the funding coming for those roads.
By state law, only the Road Commission is allowed to handle maintenance on the roads, including snow removal. However, Sikazi did say that come spring, he may need the town because all this snow could be cutting into the summer budget. And he says some townships have already stepped in to do their part.
We have some townships that do extensive work. Waterville Township easily spends $250,000 a year on their own road system.
Sikazi told me starting at 4 a.m. tomorrow, he'll have all 50 of his plow drivers out on the roads, but he says the majority of their work will be done on the state highways and those roads that are traveled most often. So you're going to want to stay off of those county roads because there still could be ice and snow on them. Live in Berrien County, Jesse McDonough, ABC 57 News on the CW 25.
And stay with ABC 57 as our first warning neighborhood extreme weather team continues to track this snowstorm. Tomorrow is a winter weather alert day. Our chief meteorologist Jamie Martin will have more on that in his forecast just a few minutes away.
New tonight at 10, it was a close call for the Notre Dame's second-ranked women's basketball team on the road against 11th-ranked Tennessee tonight. At one point in the first half, Tennessee was beating Notre Dame by more than 10 points, but Notre Dame stormed back in the second half, winning by 16. Final score here, 86-70.
Tomorrow morning, Michiana will begin to say goodbye to 2 women killed in last week's deadly supermarket shooting. Both Crystal Dykes and Rochelle Gottfried will have their visitation and funeral services over the next 2 days. Funeral arrangements for Gottfried are scheduled for tomorrow. Gottfried's visitation will be from noon until 2 at Wally Mills Zimmerman Funeral Home. The funeral service will follow at 2 o'clock. Visitation for Dykes is from 2 to 8 tomorrow at the First Baptist Church there in Elkhart. Her funeral service is Wednesday at 11 at Billings Funeral Home. And here is the latest tonight on the Martin shooting investigation. ABC 57 learned from Sean Bear's family this afternoon that he was texting his mom for that 30 minutes before he opened fire on this Martin store in Elkhart. Now, they wouldn't go on camera because of the death threats that they have received. Also, another big development. Family says that the gun that Sean Bear used was not his own, but wouldn't say who it belonged to. The ATF is working to figure out how he got a hold of that .40 caliber pistol. ISP's investigation also continues. Today, they interviewed the 2 officers who shot and killed Sean Bear. Both officers, Cody Skipper and Jason Tripp, are on paid leave until the prosecutor reviews that case.
And the big question on everyone's mind following the Martins tragedy is, what would I do if I was in an active shooter situation? Well, several public places around Michiana are working to address that, including IUSB. Take a look at video that is posted on its website that simulates a situation similar to that. According to the video, you should try to escape if you get the chance. If you can't get out safely, find a place to hide, turn off the lights, lock the door, silence your cell phone. Again, this is just a training video we're looking at here. And of course, as a last resort, fight. Be aggressive and use improvised weapons to disarm the shooter. The school says they want people to be talking about this tonight.
We had a student whose mother was a victim, so it really hit home. So we've spent a lot of time talking about that and making sure that we're ready, and the campus, I think, has responded to that particular incident in the appropriate way.
ABC 57 News also talked with a spokesperson at the University of Notre Dame. Both schools plan to hold their annual active shooter drill as soon as this spring. And stay with ABC 57 News for the very latest in the Martins shooting investigation. We've been on top of this tragedy every step of the way since the news broke last Wednesday night. You can follow the latest developments here on air, online at abc57.com, and Facebook and Twitter.
Since 2014 started just 3 weeks ago, South Bend has already had 5 shooting victims. The most recent was just last night. 2 people were taken to the hospital after gunmen fired into this Corby home apartment complex. Hours later, city leaders met to discuss this recent violence, and they all agreed on one thing: the violence needs to stop.
You continue to shoot, we're going to focus our energies on you.
It's not a deal. It's not a bargain. It's a promise.
At this hour, police are still searching for those 2 gunmen involved in last night's shooting. There is some good news to report, though. From 2012 to 2013, shootings in South Bend dropped 10%.
All new for you tonight at 10. Fire crews responded to a small apartment fire up in Dowagiac. Happened just after 6 o'clock at Vineyard Place Apartments. Police believe that the owner may have tried to set the fire to her own apartment. The fire was small, but the whole incident produced quite a bit of smoke.
Evacuated her, they handcuffed her, and they brought her to the police car.
Arrived, light smoke coming from the apartment. The fire was pretty much out, contained to the hallway area of the entryway in the apartment on the carpet.
When they got here, they did find that there was a female adult inside. She was not cooperative. For her own safety, she was removed by the officers.
Right now, police are calling the fire suspicious. They will continue to investigate overnight tonight. Back to our top Chief, how is the radar looking right now?
Yeah, the radar looks like it's going to be lit up. We have got more blue on the screen. Green means obviously rain. Blue definitely means some more snow, and it's going to be out there with us. In fact, a quick peek of forecast track here, as you can see, as we head through the overnight hours, we are talking about plenty of snow on the way. It's going to be with us through the overnight, even into tomorrow morning's commute. More timing and totals coming up after the